Hey yogis, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm up on Mount Lemon and I'm going to be taking you through a nice slow yoga class that is focused on releasing tension in the lower back as well as the outer glutes. So this is kind of a mix between a Hatha and a Yin style class. We won't necessarily be holding them as long as a Yin style class. However, we will be taking about 10 breaths in each pose, so it's a little bit longer than a Hatha class as well. So throughout this class, I really want you to visualize releasing and letting go of that tension. You don't need it. And not try and stay as active as you may in another Hatha style class. Really focus on relaxing into the mat. All of the poses that we are going to be doing are seated here on your mat. You may want to use some blocks. I will give modification options with those. However, I did this practice completely without blocks because I am in nature. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started in a child's pose. So beginning with your knees spread wide on your mat, your big toes can come to touch behind the hips, and extend the arms out in front of you. Connecting in with your body here on your mats. Tuning in to what it feels like to be relaxed and what it feels like to let go of anything that you've been carrying with you today. And instead of carrying the tension onto your mat, use your mat as a place to let it all go. If you find you're holding a lot of tension in the shoulders, maybe try bending into the elbows and either making a diamond shape with the hands on the mat, or bring the hands to touch and bring the hands behind the back of your head. But either way, just finding whatever variation of this child's pose feels good in your body today. And allow yourself to tune into your breathing. So maybe closing down the eyes here, just letting your body be completely heavy and bringing all of your awareness to that breath. And maybe choosing to inhale through the nose and exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Deepening your connection with your breath here. Inhale in. Exhale, sigh it out. So with every inhale, imagine bringing new energy, new oxygen into your body, really expanding through the torso. And with every exhale, sigh out all of that tension, release it all, letting it go. There's no need to hold on to any tension here. Allow your body the relaxation that it craves. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale to release. And gently fall back into your natural pattern of breathing as you slowly lift the forehead up and shift the hips up. And then make your way down into a comfortable seat here on your mat. Moving into butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet to touch and remove the flesh from underneath your sits bones, allowing the knees to open to either side. Really grounding down through those sits bones so that you can find a nice long spine through the lower back, all the way up through the crown of your head. Grabbing onto the ankles here, pulling the chest forward, reminding yourself to sit up tall. And breathing into the hips here. So tuning into where you feel each posture throughout class today, noticing where you feel the sensation the most. And send every inhale to that area. And then if you would like, you can also fold forward by either keeping the hands on the ankles or bringing the hands in front of the toes, interlacing them and bringing the elbows in front of the knees, or keeping the elbows pulled back to the hips. So whichever feels most comfortable, but prioritize relaxing through the shoulders instead of activating to pull yourself into the deepest variation of a pose. I really want you to focus on finding enjoyment in each pose today. So really just letting yourself relax into the pose that you've arrived into. Then on your next inhale, slowly begin to roll back up. Then bring the hands to the outsides of your thighs to bring the knees into close, planting both soles of feet on the floor. And then extend the left leg all the way out long, coming into a seated twist here. So if you need to, keep the right foot on the right side of the leg or cross the right foot to the outer edge of the left leg, coming into a twist. So you're hooking that left elbow onto the right knee as you pull the right elbow back Or if it's more comfortable and easier to sit up tall, you can cross that left elbow over the right thigh and press the right hand back, remembering to keep the chest lifted, thinking about spiraling up as you twist instead of collapsing down. So taking whichever variation with the arms feels best. And with every inhale, find more length in the body. And exhale, release that tension. Continuing to breathe. And on your next exhale, go ahead and release back through center. And either keep the right ankle on the left thigh and just let the right knee go out to the side. Or if it's comfortable, cross that right knee to stack on top of the left knee. Either way, coming into a complete posterior chain stretch, which is one of my favorites. So making sure that both sits bones stay rooted. Inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale to fold gently over the legs. So instead of reaching and activating towards those feet, try and keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And just let the upper body fully relax over the lower body as you stay connected to your breath in this pose. Noticing if your mind tries to wander as we hold in stillness and silence here. And just reminding yourself to come back to the present moment and just be in this pose with your breath. And your next inhale, slowly roll back up, coming into your seat. And you can uncross that right leg from the left and bring that right sole of foot to the inside of the left thigh, coming into head to knee pose. So turn your hips to face that bent right knee. And then inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, left arm folds over the left leg as you keep that right arm lifted, finding a nice side stretch through that right outer hip. And if it's comfortable on your shoulder, you can keep the arm lifted, but I really like to tuck the right hand behind my left hip and really remind myself to pull the shoulder away from my ear. So really just letting go into this pose, letting the mat and the ground beneath you hold you as you relax and continue to breathe. Inhale, slowly come back up. And go ahead and extend both legs back out long. And we'll switch sides. So bring the soles of feet to touch. Coming back to that butterfly pose. Regrounding, finding that nice long spine here. And switching sides. Keep the left sole of foot on the mat as you extend the right leg out long. And either keep the left foot on the left side or cross the left foot over to the right side of the right leg, coming into a twist. So inhale, reach the hands high, find that long, lengthened spine. Try not to round through the lower back here. Sit up nice and tall. And then hook the right elbow onto the left knee and either interlace the fingers as you pull the left elbow back, or you can cross that right elbow completely over the left leg as you press the left hand back behind you. Remembering to prioritize your breath over how you look. So finding the variation of this pose that makes your body feel the best and most relaxed, not the pose that makes your ego feel the best. Then one more inhale here. And exhale, release back through center. And again, either cross that left ankle over the right thigh or stack the left knee on top of the right, adjusting the hips. And then as you're ready, inhale, reach the hands high. And exhale to hinge forward, really letting the chin curl in towards the chest to get that full posterior chin, all the way through the backs of the legs, up through the outer hips, and through the lower back, mid back, and the neck. This is why it's one of my favorite poses. So wherever you are, just finding your breath. Inhaling in all of that new oxygen, and exhaling to let everything go. On your next inhale, slowly begin to walk the hands back in, rolling back up. And you can uncross the left leg and bring the left sole of foot to the inside of the right thigh, coming into that head to knee pose on the second side. So turn the hips to face that left knee. As you inhale, reach the hands high, and exhale, hinge over that right leg. Right hand can come somewhere beside the right leg, and then either keep the left hand reaching up, or if it's more comfortable on the shoulders, you can tuck the left hand around that right hip and really pull the ear away from the shoulder, finding a little bit of a neck stretch here, as well as an outer hip stretch. Tuning in to where you feel this in the body, and breathing into the sensations. On your next inhale, slowly begin to lift back up into your seat. Go ahead and extend that left leg back out. And coming into whatever you define as a comfortable seat here. Cross legs, on your knees, whatever. And we're going to take a little stretch through the neck. So interlace the fingers and place them behind the nape of your head. Really try to keep the elbows pressing out wide. And focus on not rounding through the lower back. So really visualizing pulling the lower rib bones down to your hip bones. Really finding length through the entire spine here and just curling through the neck, the cervical spine. So on an inhale, open through the elbows. And exhale, curl the elbows in towards the forehead as you round chin towards the chest, remembering to keep integrity through the rest of your spine. And breathing in to the sensations of this pose. On your next inhale, slowly roll back up, coming into your seat. And exhale, release both hands down by your sides, making like a V shape with your arms. Maybe shrugging out the shoulders a little bit, noticing how they're feeling. And then coming into a side stretch. So walk the right hand towards the right and reach that left hand up and over. And again, if this is comfortable, hold here. Or if you really want to focus on relaxing today, you can tuck that left hand behind the right hip. And tuning in to your body and to your breath. Being present here on the mat. Your elbow does not have to come all the way down to the mat. Definitely not a requirement for this pose. Just finding a stretch where you can breathe. And on your next inhale, come back up into your seat. Smack a mosquito on your arm and be grossed out by the blood. Be back momentarily. Alrighty, moving to the second side. Inhale and reach the right hand up this time, placing the left palm on your mat and leaning over towards the left. Maybe tucking that right hand behind the left hand. Tuning into your breath. Notice if your mind becomes scattered. And just draw your awareness back to the breath. On your next inhale, slowly begin to lift back up, coming into your comfortable seat. And we'll move through the spine a little bit more here, so taking whatever movements feel best in your body. You can place the hands on the knees and take seated cat and cow. Inhaling to pull the chest between the biceps and exhaling to round. Or you can take some torso circles here, moving from side to side. And if you take circles, be sure to remember to reverse your direction. Getting out any of that last tension or kinks that you're holding on to in the back. And letting it go. Maybe check for mosquitoes one more time because you're paranoid. And then come into your reclined position. So roll all the way down onto your back. Last 3 poses of class today. Cooling down. Maybe rocking a bit from side to side here. Re-grounding into your breath. And as you're ready, you can let the left solar foot come down to your mat and cross the right ankle over the left thigh, coming into reclined pigeon pose, so pressing the lower spine down into your mat as you hug the thighs in towards the chest, interlacing the hands behind that left thigh and keeping the right toes flexed. If you need to deepen the stretch, you can always interlace the fingers in front of that left shin as well, but make sure you can keep both shoulders pressed down onto your mat. And you know what I'm going to say. Remember to breathe. And you can either choose to stay here, or if it's comfortable, cross the right knee to stack on top of the left knee, like we did earlier in our seat. And you can either keep both hands on the knees as you draw the knees towards the chest, or if it's comfortable, bring the hands down to your ankles and draw the feet down towards the mat as well, really getting a stretch to that outer glute on both sides, but mainly the right side here. So finding whatever placement of the hands is most comfortable, not the one you think looks the best, and breathing into this pose. And then keeping the right leg crossed over the left, go ahead and extend both legs out long as you shift the hips to the right and let the knees drop towards the left. Maybe interlacing the hands behind the neck to get a deeper stretch to the shoulders as well. Reminding yourself to keep your shoulders grounded in this reclined spinal twist. On your next inhale, slowly begin to come back to center on your mat here. And maybe windshield wipering the knees, so letting them fall to one side and then the other. Just releasing through that lower back. And then recenter the hips and hug the left knee in towards your chest this time. And cross the left ankle over the right thigh as you hug the thighs in towards the chest. You can interlace the fingers behind the right thigh or in front of the right calf, but be sure to keep those left toes flexed and shoulders grounded on the mat. Focusing on relaxing into this pose instead of maybe going for your deepest variation possible. Just finding a pose that gives you joy and gives you comfort. Then either choose to stay here or cross that left knee to stack on top of the right knee, and either keep both hands on the knees to let the knees fall towards the chest, or if it's comfortable, reach down, grab onto the ankles or the feet, and draw the legs down even farther. But try your best to keep the upper body relaxed and not use too much strength in the arms to pull the legs down. Really let gravity do the work here and press your legs down towards the thighs, however much is comfortable. And keeping the legs crossed, just go ahead and let the legs come back down towards your mat. And shift both hips towards the left as you let the knees drop towards the right. Maybe interlacing the hands behind the head again. And keeping both shoulders grounded. Left knee can be hovering off of the mat, that's a-okay. And keeping the chest open and giving yourself room to breathe here in this reclined spinal twist. Final pose here before Shavasana. So really letting the body be heavy and let go. Inhale to slowly bring the knees back through center, uncross and unwind. Recenter yourself on your mat here, get comfortable, make sure there's no bugs. And as you're ready, you can find a little bit of stillness here. So letting the legs be heavy, letting the back and torso be heavy, and letting your head be heavy. Just tuning in and noticing all of the different points in your body where your body makes contact with the ground beneath you. And using that sensation in the body to ground yourself back down. Grounding your mind, as well as grounding your body. So being grounded in the present moment and grounded into your breath. Finding a few moments of stillness here as you take your inhales and exhales in Shavasana. Feel free to take as much time here in Shavasana as you need, but if you need to get back to your day, you can begin to rotate through the ankles and the feet, bringing some movement and awareness back to the body. And then inhale, extend both arms up and overhead, finding a full body stretch. And then with ease, make your way onto one side, finding fetal position, and using that to gently press yourself back up into your comfortable seat. Keeping your eyes closed here, taking 3 final grounding breaths as a class. In through the nose and out through the mouth as you're ready. So inhale in, exhale out. can gently tuck the chin and blink your eyes back open, coming back to the space around you.
I thank you all so much for joining me here on your mats today. I hope you enjoyed today's practice, and I hope you're feeling a little bit better in the lower back. Please let me know down in the comments how this flow was for you. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what other types of flows you would like to see here on my channel, because I am here to help you. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!